Hello, how you guys doing? We have a serious story today. I'm not going to hold you. This 14-year-old boy, our boy, should still be here hugging his mom. This situation happened 3 years ago, and the family has been waiting for 3 years for America to serve justice for their son, our son. And guess what? They allowed this man, Rick Chow, to walk free, not guilty. Okay, so I do have some clips from Amazing Lucas on YouTube, and afterwards I do some commentary on this, and I have some other clips. We actually want to see the video footage of what's going on. A 14-year-old goes into a store, corner store, and you have this lady that's covering over him, watching his every move. He put the water bottles inside his bag. Then he takes the water bottle outside. They harass him. He shakes his hoodie. He doesn't have anything. So he walks out calmly. He's very respectful. He wasn't rude. He didn't cuss anybody out. He did not get aggressive. Okay. So he's walking and he's going his way. He's going his way. They run after him, the owner, the son, and the mom. So they're running after him with guns, and he fell. The 14-year-old boy fell. Now, according to Mr. Chow, he said that he aimed the gun and he was trying to protect his son. That's why he shot him in the back. I'm not believing that. Mr. Chow has a history of pound people within 8 years. Check his records. But when that 14-year-old child doesn't have a history or record of stealing, of robbing, or any of that, it's a darn shame. It is a sickening shame. So I want you guys to hear what's going on. I want you guys to comment. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. I do see protests. People are protesting this, as they should. Get them out of our neighborhoods. If they're going to they've been treating us this way. It's not if. They do. They do. Okay, get them out. I have a question. If three grown people are chasing you, you got two full grown men, and you have a woman, don't you have a right to defend yourself? If he did have a gun, but he didn't use his gun, and it was stated he did not steal anything. So they was running after this boy. They were calling his name through the process of hunting him down. Hell, I know if I was getting chased and run down by some grown thugs, I'm going to have my pow to protect myself. But I'm assuming, according to Mr. Chow, he said he saw the pow and he shot because he felt in fear for his life. You chased this man down. Well, not man. You chased this boy, child. You chased the child down, calling him all types of names, threatening him. It's wrong.
Oh man, black kid, 14-year-old, over $1 water bottle. Oh my God, I can't believe that. That's not what the case is about. It just is what it is. That's not what the case is about. What the case is about, right? First off, he was charged with murder. That means, hey, you had an intent, I think malice and afterthought, right? Intent to yeet this little 14-year-old boy. That's what that's what the state has to prove. And that's not really a strong position to have in a scenario like this, because what is claimed is that the reason why he shot, Cyrus, was to defend his son, right? He thought his son's life was in danger.
Maybe the light's on the fire. And then as he's running, when he falls, that's when it comes off. We don't know. Because the burden of proof is on the state to prove what happened in that situation. And they've just admitted the one thing we know for a fact is he picked up the fire. That's from them, not from me. That was their admission. And then as he picks up the firearm, then we have to go with Andy's testimony. And he's right. If you don't believe what Andy says, if you think Andy is 100% a liar, you can stop right now. Andy's lying. He made it up. This is completely not true. The gun was never pointed at him. He never saw this silver barrel that he only would have seen after he saw Discovery. He never saw it. And then let's take that one step further. Not only that you must believe that he is a liar, you must believe that Rick Chow is the most creative, smartest person in the history of the world. He is clairvoyant, if you will. Let's give him an Oscar. Rick Chow was able to decide
them,
You know what?
no,
I'm
he
going to
didn't.
kill this
No, he
guy.
did. In fact, his own surveillance
I need
footage
to figure
shows
out when
that
he's
he
going to come into the
lied.
store, when he's going to have a gun, when it's going to be in his
That from the
pouch.
moment
I
he
need to
walked
make
in,
sure
he
that
was
Andy
respectful, he
sees
put the
it.
backpack down. He didn't argue with
And then I need to make sure Andy follows him for the directions. So I need to make sure Andy calls 911 and says exactly what I want him to say.
When he was walking,
I need to make sure Andy says the exact thing that I'm going to say at the exact time.
Monitoring
Because that's
him
what
like
it
he's
would
a
be
criminal.
necessary to believe the state
They
of South
then
Carolina's
accused him,
case.
even though the surveillance
Is
footage
that
is
Cyrus, a little 14-year-old black kid,
four water bottles being put
he
back.
didn't steal
She
anything.
still
That's
followed
first and
him.
foremost. People are saying,
Still
"Oh, don't steal."
questioning him.
He
The
didn't
son
steal
now
anything.
jumps in.
He had no
And
money
instead
on
of
him.
him
He had a
arguing with
gun
them, he
on
said,
him.
"I
He
don't
did
have
have a
anything
gun.
here."
Those are the
He
facts
shakes
of
his
what
nose
I've
and he walks
come
out
about.
the
All
door.
right, he did have a gun on him.
They
Now,
follow
when
him.
it comes down to
All
whether or
three,
not he
not just
point
him and his
and
son.
aimed, they have
And what
witnesses who
breaks
said
my
he
heart, on
didn't.
top of the fact
Right?
that
They
he
didn't
is
see
not
any,
here
gun aimed
to even
or a
speak on
gun
his behalf.
from
The fact that he
Cyrus.
was
They
shot
didn't see that. At
while
the
he
end of the
was trying to
day,
get up from the
it
floor
boiled
after
down to
tripping.
his son's
Is the
testimony.
fact
His son
that
said, "Hey,
no
they were
child
chasing him
should
because they
ever
thought he had
have
stolen
to
a water
walk into a
bottle.
store and be
Cyrus
counted
went
in
like
this
this,
manner.
and it was something
Followed
heavy, and
throughout the
little
store
did they
after
know that it
10
was a
years of
gun,
age.
not a water bottle." Okay,
I
so
just
that's
asked
why
myself,
they
what
went off
does that do
chasing.
to a
Now you
person?
can say they shouldn't have chased,
How
and this
does
is
that
actually,
check them out in their
if
mind
you
and
watch the
their
defense
soul
closing
to
statement,
think that you
I
can't
was
even
like,
walk into a
okay,
store
now I
anytime?
see why he
All of
walked
them
away.
deserve to
See
be
why he
in
walked
jail.
away?
And the next
Because
thing you know, I'm
he
going to
really
jail.
breaks it down, and it's kind of bittersweet because the defense attorney it's a black guy.
We don't let them tell us he stole something when the cameras show he didn't. We don't let them tell us he threatened anyone when the camera showed he walked away peacefully. We don't let them reduce a black child to a suspect when he was the victim. He deserved to grow up. He deserved to come home. He deserved to be 15, 16, 25, 40. He deserved to walk out that store and hug his mama. And instead, 3 grown people followed him like prey, shot him in the back. And the system said, that's okay. It's not okay. It will never be okay. And we are not going to pretend it is.
You'll see here he grabs the 4 water bottles and puts all 4 back. And she's standing there doing what? Leaving peacefully. Look, they're so scared of him. I wanted to piece together all of the surveillance footage that was shown because, number one, it shows all of the angles. Number two, I'm tired of the stupid comments of people, oh, but he stole the water bottles. Oh, but he threatened them. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. In fact, his own surveillance footage shows that he blatantly lied to police, that he never stole anything, that from the moment he walked in, he was respectful. He put the backpack down. He didn't argue with anyone. And that she, on the other hand, his wife, harassed him the entire time. When he was walking towards the water bottles, she's standing over the chips like this, monitoring him like he's a criminal. They then accuse him, even though the surveillance footage is 1, 2, 3, 4 water bottles being put back. She still followed him, still questioning him. The son now jumps in. And instead of him arguing with them, he said, I don't have anything here. He shakes his hoodie and he walks out the door. They followed him, all three, not just him and his son. And what breaks my heart, on top of the fact that he is not here to even speak on his behalf, the fact that he was shot while he was trying to get up from the floor after tripping, is the fact that no child should ever have to walk into a store and be taunted in this manner, followed throughout the store at 14 years of age. I just asked myself, what does that do to a person? How does that jack them up in their mind, in their soul, to think that you can't even walk into a store innocently? All of them deserve to be in jail. In the next video, I'll go into day 3.
Ooh, honey, when I tell you, I have been sitting with this for 3 days, y'all. 3 days of testimony. And honey, they let him walk. 14-year-old, a black boy in America, somebody's son. This is our boy, y'all. This is somebody's baby. Walked into a store like any of our black boys walked into a store every single day. Put his backpack down. Didn't argue with nobody. Didn't touch nobody. Picked up 4 water bottles. Water bottles, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4. And put them back. Put the water bottles back. You can see it on the footage. The footage they tried to bury. The footage that shows he never stole a thing. But that wasn't enough for them. Nah, that wasn't enough for them. His wife, the owner's wife, stood over the chips like a prison guard, monitoring him, watching him like he was already guilty. Like our black kids can't walk into a store without being a suspect. Like a 14-year-old black boy can't just exist in a public space without somebody treating him like a criminal. And when he walked toward the water, she was right there, hovering, harassing, making him feel small, making him feel like he didn't belong in a place he had every right to be. And that black boy didn't argue. He didn't fight. He shook his hoodie out and said, "I don't have anything." And he walked out that store, peaceful, respectful. A black child trying to de-escalate grown people who should have known better. But they couldn't let him leave, y'all. They couldn't let him leave. Rick, his son, and his wife, all 3 of them, do you know they followed our baby out that store like he was a dog, y'all? Like he was prey, chased them 135 yards. Then Cyrus tripped. That is the 14-year-old boy that is not here anymore. He tripped. He fell to the ground. And while he was trying to get up, from the dirt, Rick shot him in the back. Shot him in the back, y'all. A black boy, somebody's son, who never stole anything, who never threatened anybody, who put the water bottles back, who shook his hoodie out to show he was clean. He walked out peacefully. He just wanted to go home. And the jury looked at all of that, 3 days of testimony, and said, not guilty. When I tell you, I have been asking myself, what does that do to a black child? What does it do to a black child to be 14 years old, walk into a store and know you can't even breathe without somebody watching you? To know that your innocence don't even matter, that your respectability don't even matter, that putting the bottles back don't even matter. That shaking your hoodie out don't matter. That walking away peacefully don't matter. That being a black boy in America don't matter. That being somebody's son, it just don't matter. They followed him like a dog. They shot him while he was trying to get up, and the system looked at all of it and said, that's fine, that's acceptable, that's not murder. Rick had shot at people before, y'all, twice in 8 years, never faced a charge, never faced any consequences, and now he's free. While Cyrus is in the ground, that 14-year-old boy is in the ground, while his black mama is sitting in the courtroom hearing not guilty. After 3 years of waiting for justice that was never coming. And I need y'all to understand something. This ain't about one store. This ain't about one man. This is about what happens to black kids in this country. When our black boys are treated as threats before they are treated as kids. When our babies can't walk into a store without being monitored like damn criminals. When his peace is read as guilt. When his respectability is read as deception. When his black body on the ground trying to get up is still a damn target. This is, honey, oh God. This is about what it does to our people. This is what it does to our souls. To grow up knowing that no matter how respectable you are, no matter how peaceful you walk, no matter how many water bottles you put back, somebody can still chase you down, shoot you in your back, and walk free. And when I tell you, this could have been any of our black sons, any of our black nephews, any of our little black brothers, any of our babies. So what do? We watch the footage. We remember his name. We don't let them tell us he stole something when the cameras show he didn't. We don't let them tell us he threatened anyone when the camera showed he walked away peacefully. We don't let them reduce a black child to a suspect when he was the victim. He deserved to grow up. He deserved to come home. He deserved to be 15, 16, 25, 40. He deserved to walk out that store and hug his mama. And instead, 3 grown people followed him like prey, shot him in the back. And the system said, that's okay. It's not okay. It will never be okay. And we are not going to pretend it is.